Hello everybody, Calamity here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Today's video is going to be about the new Spiral Abyss that just dropped last night. And we're going to show you how to clear, well, I'm going to show you how to clear floor 12. But first, let's begin with the blessing that we have this time around, and it's a pretty good one. After your current active character does a charge attack, they will gain an attack increase of 20% for 8 seconds. This has 4 stacks, so you can do exactly what this Noelle in the picture is doing. Just spin 4 times and you'll get the maximum of 80% increased attack, which is really, really nice. And this is since it's the general attack increase, this can increase your normal attacks, your skill damage, your burst damage. So not really hard to do this with, like, say Navia, do a little spin with her charge attack and then her elemental skill will have an 80% increase in attack. It's really, really strong and easy for a lot of characters to take advantage of. New Valette, Hu Tao, Tainari, Ganyu, you got plenty of options. Arataki Ito as well. So use who you want in this floor. It's actually pretty easy this time around. The last one was also pretty easy too, but let's go ahead and pick the teams. These are the teams I'm going with. I'm going with the classic Raiden Shogun International team. I actually don't recommend this team for the first half because there's some nasty lava, avatar of lava enemies on the third chamber that are heavily resistant to pyro damage. So I'm losing a lot by bringing Zhongling here. And then on the second half, I'd recommend bringing a shield. I'm actually picking not optimal teams. I mean, I guess Tainari can take advantage of the buff here, but yeah, my teams are not the best. And it's mostly just for your viewing pleasure. And just to show you that you don't have to always pull for a bunch of 5 stars to clear it. Even though we have 2 limited 5 stars, but to be fair, they had recent reruns. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started with Chamber 1. Alright, welcome to the first chamber. Let's get things started. First thing you're gonna fight is the Consecrated Beast by itself. You should be familiar with this monster already. Oh, what the heck? That was weird. We fought these monsters a bunch. But if you're unfamiliar, they do a lot of damage, they move around a lot. It can be very annoying to deal with, but nothing too awful. You can bring a shield if they're doing way too much damage to you, and it's proving annoying to deal with. But other than that, this one's pretty tame. Just go ahead and kill it. Then these 2 things are gonna spawn from Nowland. Funny enough about these enemies is that they have a little fury bar at the top. There, above their health. You can see it. If you actually fill it up, they just die. They do a bunch of damage and then they die. But you can fill it up by doing pyro damage, but I don't recommend it because Chamber 3 has the other avatar of lava enemies, and those ones are highly resistant to pyro damage. And then now we have Chamber 2. These enemies are they're pretty easy, right? Nothing really much to say, we just gotta kill them. Oh, deal them though. Want to kill them as fast as you can. Be a little bit faster than that next time. And then we have the actual boss. This one from Fontaine, you might be familiar with it. Oops. Gotta be careful with those. Remember, the gravity's lower, so we can jump over them. That, oh, I thought he was gonna do another one. Or if you brought a Fontaine character that does Numia damage, remember that you can also just cancel the gravity field completely. If you hate it, you can just aim the Numia damage at that little core in front of me. We should be able to wrap this up. You can also just take advantage of the gravity as well if you want. You can just, bring a character that does plunge damage, right? You can bring like even Hu Tao or something can take advantage of the fight Just by free damage, activate the skill, do a plunge. It's great. Up to you though. All right, next up, Chamber 2. This one, another consecrated beast. I messed up my rotation in the first chamber, so I won't have everyone's burst here. That's okay. Only 2 enemies, so after this we have to fight. Well, I'll just talk about when it actually shows up. Let's just focus on the consecrated beast. This one, more or less the same as the previous one. Moves around a lot, does a lot of damage. Just be careful. Just try to do your best to kill it as fast as possible. I wasted a lot of time just trying to get my burst back. That's not good. And then we have this thing from Fontaine, or excuse me, Nalan. If you have any Natlan character that does the Night Soul Blessing, which is again literally any Natlan character, then this fight becomes a lot easier for you. Because when you do Night Soul Blessing, they do like this laser attack where they get weakened. Because right now they're actually tanky, where they resist every damage type, basically. And we are in a bit of trouble. Go ahead and just try to end this as soon as we can. I'm gonna save burst for the 3rd chamber. There we go. Alright, so here is the 2nd half, which is the Aeon Blight boss. This boss, I recommend a bow character, because you can just do this. You shoot the 2 weak spots on the wings, and it will be stunned. Oops. Or if you bring a ranged character like Nouvellette, who doesn't care if it's flying, then, you know, you don't have to worry about shooting the weak spot. And it's a free kill for you. Hyper Bloom also works here, if you want to use that as well. Be careful of those attacks. It's gonna fly up again. There we go. Oh, the extra arrows coming clutch. Nope. Alright, should be able to finish up. It's gonna be a little close. Little close there, but we managed to get it. And that's mostly again because of my slow first half. I would have had, if I had my burst ready to go like from the get-go on the first half, we could have cleared this chamber like easily 20 seconds earlier. So you can do it. I believe in you. It's not that bad. But yeah, if you bring a character like Nouvellette or Hyper Bloom, then you don't really have to worry about shooting it down if you don't want to. And we're off to the final chamber. That was weird. I had like a weird glitch where my Raiden Shogun didn't have her burst for some reason. But anyway, here we are. Chamber 3. It's going to be the first 2 Avatar of Lava enemies. They're highly resistant to pyro damage. So Zhongling and Bennett really... Well, Bennett's not doing damage, but Zhongling's damage is not really going to help that much here. Unfortunate. Let's go ahead and just get all the bursts ready though. They do dip underground a lot. It can be annoying. But try to keep them together. Try to keep them grouped up. Damage them down. Again, just do your best. Ouch! Got hit there. Oh, he died. I was like, where's the other one? Last one is the Aramite dude. This is the one that summons a pet. If you can AoE damage both him and the pet, he'll take a lot of damage and get stunned when you kill his pet. don't know where it is. Don't bother chasing it though. I think we got a little unlucky with the placement. Or what the pet was doing. That last bit, we lost a bit of time. Alright, the last thing you're gonna fight in the Spiral Abyss is the Hydrotopal boss. So I'm gonna explain it to you before I fight, because I need to like concentrate. This boss is really hard hitting, so bring a lot of healing, shields, whatever makes you comfortable so you can focus on damaging it. It actually doesn't have that much health. It constantly has the Hydro status, so you can do any sort of Hydro reaction you want, like Hyper Bloom, Vaporize, etc, and it will constantly go off. Not only that, he also summons these little mini versions of himself. Do your best to get rid of them as soon as possible. Nihida is great for this because her skill can take them out pretty much instantly. They empower him, so you want to get rid of them as soon as you can. And with that, let's go ahead and start the fight. Focus on the damage. That was a little awkward. Sometimes you won't see the clone because they're like behind him or whatever. So. There we go. A little bit more. Oh, it was like last second. That was literally last second. We could have done that a bit faster if I had like a better first half. And I wasn't using Pyro against Pyro-resistant enemies. And then if this part would have been a lot easier if I brought a shielder like Zhongli. And I was making sure we were doing more consistent damage. Because I was trying to play it a little bit safe, staying away from it, making sure I wasn't caught up in any of his attacks. And that costed me a bit of time. It was really, really close, but we still managed to do it. So let's show you my character builds, and we are out of here. I wish that when I showed my characters, or clicked the view characters button, it showed all the characters in the list for me. But anyways, here we go. Raiden Shogun, level 90, with the Staff of Homa, level 90 as well, Refinement 1. She is using the Emblem of Severed Fate set, built as a DPS, so we got some attack percentage, energy recharge, crit rate, crit damage, electro damage goblet, crit rate, crit damage, all that stuff on her. She is at C0, and 4, 8, and 10, obviously the burst, worth crowning, in my opinion. And moving on to the next character in the list. Next is Jing Cho. I've shown this character's build a bajillion times. He has not changed. Still using the Sacrificial Sword, Refinement 5. He is using the Emblem of Severed Fate, built as a sub DPS, so crit rate, crit damage, energy recharge, attack percentage, even elemental mastery can be okay. Not the best, but still, we'll take it. C6. And 2, 9, and 12. We can definitely get those talents up higher for a bit more damage. Next up is Xianling, level 90, using the catch at Refinement 5. Emblem of Severed Fate, same way as Jing Cho, just sub DPS stats, so crit rate, crit damage, energy recharge, elemental mastery, attack percentage, all really, really good stats. She is at C6, and she is at 8, 9, and 11. So yes, we can definitely get even more damage on her. And it, level 90. He's using the Skyward Blade, although you don't have to give him this. Again, it's just for the higher base damage and the energy recharge, but you have many energy recharge or high attack weapon for your 4-star weapon needs if you don't have any 5 stars. Next up, he's using the Noblesse Oblige, so 20% attack on burst usage, built as a support, so HP percentage and energy recharge, but go figure, that means the game gives me crit rate, crit damage on my substats as well. Just to mock me, I guess, but there you go. Healing bonus, circlet as well. He is at C6. I do have the controversial, I don't think it's so controversial anymore, C6. And he's at 1, 8, and 12. That is the first half team. Next up is my Tainari. I also do want to point out that up arrow you see next to his frame. That is because he does get a buff from the theater. If you manage to beat it, he will get a nice little boost there. He is using a 3-star weapon, by the way. Still one of his best options, the slingshot at refinement 5. So all those big numbers you were doing. Yes, he did get carried by a lot of the buffs, but still, I did this with a 3-star weapon. That's not bad, right? Artifacts, he's using the Wanderer's Troop, which increases bow damage, and he is built as a main DPS. So crit rate, crit damage, and a little bit of energy recharge is okay. I guess this one rolled a lot of it. Attack sands here, then your damage goblet. If you can get a little bit of elemental mastery, that's good too. Crit damage on the circlet as well. He is at C1. I thought I should point this out because I have lost a 50-50. This increases his crit charge or his charge attack crit rate by 15%. So I did have a nice little bit of crit rate boost there, not to mention the cards from the Spiral Abyss. So his crit was a little bit more solid. It was probably way higher, like 90% all said and done. Last but not least, he is at 9, 8, and 8. We can definitely upgrade those talents a bit higher if we wanted to min-max some damage. Next up is Nahida, signature weapon, because she is one of the best characters in this video game. And she's using the Deepwood Memory set, so even more damage for Tainari. C0, and she's at 7, 9, and 9. Next up is Fischl. She's had the same build since forever as well. She's using the Stringless, which increases the damage from her Elemental Skill and Burst by a bunch. It's at Refinement 5. Also gives her a nice bit of Elemental Mastery. She is using the Gilded Dream set because I built her for an Aggravate team. Or at least I was also trying to do some weird Hyper Bloom stuff. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't recommend this set. Her best, if you're looking for a really good option for Fischl, you should go for the Golden Troop. But I just been too lazy to farm a whole set for her. That's my recommendation anyways. C6. And she's at 9, 11, and 11. And last but certainly not least, Dory, who also got that buff. So her getting more HP just means more healing for her, which is really nice. She's not even 90, but she's also using the Sacrificial Greatsword. This generates a lot of particles for her, so she can always have that healing ready to go. You can also give her a Favonius Greatsword as well. Both work. Mine's at Refinement 5. For artifact, she's doing a Noblesse Oblige set, so 20% attack bonus for Tainari once again. She is at C6, but this doesn't really help her. Well, some of them help, but like this thing, C6, not helping anybody. She is at 1, 10, and 11. And that is it for my character builds. Hopefully this video was helpful to someone. Maybe you're struggling on the Abyss, but I don't think so. I feel like this Abyss is really easy this time around, especially if you've been pulling for the more recent characters. This is really, really not that hard. Just if you are struggling, feel free to ask me some questions down below, or if you have your own teams, your own advice for dealing with some of these enemies, feel free to leave your own tips in the comments as well. I appreciate those. I appreciate reading them. So with that being said, that's going to do it for me. Leave a like and or subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. I will be making more once the new Genshin update drops. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.